Well, good morning and welcome to the Pease Podcast. I'm Joan Pease, the State Member for Lytton, and I'm really thrilled to have a great guest with me today in our latest Pease Podcast episode. Welcome, Alex Cossu. It's great to have you here. Now, Alex is the council candidate for Doboy, and he is a great young man who brings a lot to the table. But Alex has got a wealth of experience, and I'm sure everyone would like to hear a little bit about Alex. So, Alex, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here. It's very exciting.
It's great to have you. Yeah. And thank you for running for Doboy. It's an amazing little ward. It covers a fair amount of area, doesn't it? What suburbs does it pick up?
Pretty much everything from like the river south, sort of Murray, Cannon Hill, Carina, Belmont, Tingalpa, Manly West. I don't know if I said Hemmant already, but Hemmant. So, yeah, it's a pretty large area. So it's got sort of a third of your electorate and then maybe 2/3 of Di Farmers. So that sort of Bulimba electorate area. So it's pretty decent size, pretty decent chunk. So, yeah.
And it's an interesting mix of types of residents. So you'd have a little bit of industrial, but a lot of residential generally.
Yeah, definitely. And a lot of apartments too, particularly around in Carina. There's some sort of assisted living areas on Meadowlands Road as well, and in Carina there. So, and then the old area, Carina. So it's a big mix, yeah. And then obviously Murray is a really changing, and Cannon Hill changing demographic and changing area as well. Lots of young families moving in there.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, it was such an industrial area. My mum used to have the canteen at Dandy Hams and Bacon's many years ago.
Where was that?
That was down at the end of Murray Road near the train station.
Oh, wow, really?
It's not even there anymore.
Jeez, that's great, because even that area's just changed
completely,
even in the past couple of years.
So it's a great opportunity for young families to be moving into the whole area. And I guess you're one of those. How do you find the services that the current administration are delivering to the communities?
Yeah, it's not great, you know. We're definitely paying more rates and getting less in services, you know, simple things like potholes in roads, footpaths, mowing grass, our parks sort of being underutilised and under sort of spent, you know, and then we got things being spent on things like glossy brochures and stuff like that, you know, millions of dollars a year. So it's just a shame to see it like that, and that's one of the reasons I'm running is I really want to see that back to basics sort of stuff as well, you know. Just money spent on simple things like cutting grass and all that. It shouldn't be complicated, you know.
Well, delivering services to the residents is a really important service, and it was very evident during the recent poor weather that we had over Christmas that the services that Brisbane City Council were able to provide under the Adrian Schrinner administration were very poor. You know, it took a long time for them to respond and the clean-up. And I know that a lot of areas were hard hit, but, you know, they used to employ people to do that, and I understand that the administration got rid of up to 400 staff members in those places, which is very disappointing given that our rates have gone up quite significantly.
Absolutely, 17% over Adrian Schrinner's sort of years he's been mayor, and as part of that $400 million cuts, just everything's basically been slashed. So it's a real shame. And then on the flooding, you know, we had that rain event last week, speaking to residents in Tingalpa who got flooded there as well. And in that sort of short amount of rain, it shouldn't have flooded, but they've also let flooding go really badly, you know, and that's one of the things that a Labor Council wants to do is put money back into flood maintenance, drain water maintenance, that sort of thing. Even Murray, there's a canal behind where the residents live there, and that's been under-maintained, not maintained properly, and that's how flooding happens, and the residents' homes get flooded, you know. And that's one of the reasons Tracy Price is running for mayor is her business got flooded in 2011. And then when she went to council, they said, "No, not our fault. We're not going to help you or anything." And that's why Tracy's running, and on such a good platform as well, because she wants to not let that happen again and change it.
Yeah, she's a very good candidate, Tracy. She brings a lot to the table.
She's
very
fantastic.
Experienced, yeah. And it's a really interesting campaign because it's a real grassroots campaign, particularly for you, Alex. And I know that you live in the area, which is a really important. To me, very important, because you actually know firsthand the problems of your ward. And have you been talking to residents and out and about chatting to people?
Yeah, definitely. We're out every weekend, try and make calls every day as well. Just talking to people about the issues they face and the more rates they're paying, and it's a cost of living thing as well for everybody, like it's really tight at the moment. So we're trying to make that better by things like such as half price bus fares, busting congestion, $1 billion in that. But yeah, people are always raising with me just the simple things, which really shocks me, is like the long grass in parks, the dodgy footpaths, the dodgy roads, Council the other week came out and said that even in Hemet, residents had been mowing their own parks to be able to use it. The councillor came out and said, we think it's great, more people should be mowing the parks. And I just think that's outrageous.
That's absolutely
we pay rates. Like, are we going to fix the roads next to the footpaths, So it's just like as simple as that, bringing it back to basics. And that's what people are telling me on the doors and on the phones. They just want, they're paying more and getting less, and we just want to bring it back. Bring the money back to the suburbs and bring the services back to the suburbs.
Oh, that's great. And look, I've noticed that too.
Yeah,
and I know that it's been a hot and wet summer. The grass is growing quickly. I understand that. But if you've got rid of the staff to actually undertake those services, then it is going to take a long time to go back and get these things fixed.
Absolutely.
And that is a disgrace that the council, under the Schrinner administration, are expecting residents to go out and mow their own parks.
Absolutely. It's unsafe. If you break your mower, you hurt yourself, it's pretty disgraceful. And then they can't even use the parks as well. And then things such as snakes, like residents were telling me, they're worried the long grass, snakes and other things like toads and mosquitoes is a massive issue as well. I know in your patch of the woods, like over here and Hemet and Tingalpa, massive issue. Same for me in Murray, massive issue, mosquitoes. And they thrive in the long grass as well.
That's right. And that's actually a really interesting point because with the spraying of the mozzies, how's that going? What's happened in that department? Has the council reduced funding?
Yes, the LNP Council have reduced funding in that as well. And I remember when I moved to Hemet in 2019, they'd cut $1 million from it then, and I don't think that money's been restored either, so it's only downward from here. And they're not doing it regularly enough because the mosquito spraying only kills larvae. It doesn't kill live mosquitoes. So, places like Hemet just suffering. I remember living there and just the midges and mosquitoes were so bad. So it's definitely something that we want to fix that the LNP have cut, absolutely.
It's disappointing. I mean, we could sit here and talk all day about their cuts.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what I'd like to do is talk about positive things. And Alex, you bring a lot to the table. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Sure. How far back do you want me to go?
Well, I know that you're a videographer by trade, and you're a photographer as well, and you've done lots of different work. And where are you working currently? I'm
currently working at the Bureau of Meteorology as a videographer. So I know a little bit about weather, but mainly videography. But before that, I worked for the Premier as a videographer as well. And before that, I worked in various state and federal MP and senators' offices as well. And then before that, I was at the Brisbane Broncos for the same thing as a videographer up the Broncos. And then before that, I moved from Toowoomba to Brisbane in 2017, so I was at USQ up there. So I've done a bit of everything, but it takes me everywhere. The videography and the photography, it's fantastic. I really enjoy it. See a lot of sights.
I went to USQ as well.
Oh, did you?
I graduated from USQ with a Bachelor of Further Education and Training.
Oh, that's cool.
A long time ago.
That's cool. That's awesome.
And what's your degree, Alex?
Bachelor of Creative Arts, major in creative media.
Great.
So, yeah,
wow.
That's a long time ago now, 10 years ago.
No, and you must be finding it very hard to be on the other side of the camera.
It's weird. It's really bizarre. I was saying to poor Hugh, he's going to have to cut a lot of this. I feel bad.
Oh, you're doing very well, Alex. It is a weird experience, really, for everyone. It's not a natural experience.
It's bizarre,
And what about your private life? Have you got wife, family, kids?
Yeah, so I got a wife, been married for almost 2.5 years. 2.5 years. We live in Murray, as I said, in Park Hill Estate, which is fantastic. Got a dog called Buddy and a cat called Kitty. And, we definitely want kids soon. So that's something that's on the radar for us. So, we love living in the area. It's fantastic. As I said, we moved to Hemet in the area in 2019 and we've been in the area ever since. So I love it. It's such an awesome area.
It is a really great area, isn't it? There's something special about these eastern Bayside suburbs.
It's beautiful.
So you're still at the bureau?
Yes, still at the Bureau of Meteorology, yes. So still managing that between council stuff. It's very hectic.
Yeah, lots of weekend and after hours work.
Yeah, definitely right. So this is my lunch break this morning.
Alex, it's terrific to have you here today, and I really appreciate you giving up your time. I know how busy you are, but it's always great to have a chat, and it's really a great opportunity for other residents to get to know a little bit about Alex and what a great guy he is.
Thanks.
So I'm going to sign off now. So please, if you don't subscribe to the Joan Pease or the Pease podcast, please make sure you do. And if there are any particular stories or someone that you'd like to hear from, reach out to me and we will see what we can do. Thank you very much, Alex. I hope you enjoyed today, and all the best with your campaign.
Thanks so much, Joan. I really appreciate your support.
Thank you.
Thanks.